Hiya! So today I've decided to jump on that fall trend bandwagon and do a makeup look featuring, well, I guess just kind of like two of the trends that I'm really liking this season. The first of which is kind of a more natural skin, like not heavily made up, like very sort of fresh looking. And the second is the berry stained lip, kind of the imperfect berry lip, which I really like for kind of a day look. And that's where I'm going to start. After that, I'll bump it into kind of more a glamour drama sort of look, and just with like 3 easy steps to kind of bump that up for evening. So I'm going to begin by just taking a little bit of my Embriolisse Lait Creme Concentrate and a tiny bit of Benefit's High Beam, and I'm going to mix them together and really press that into my skin to kind of prep the skin and give it a little bit of life and luminosity, so that we've still got that fresh look and to kind of counteract the dull fall and winter skin. So I've just kind of swiped a little bit of that High Beam and the Embriolisse, and now I'm going to blend them together. And it works really nice with the Embriolisse if you press it into your skin first. This is not my trick, this is my friend Corey's trick. So props to Corey. And then after it's been kind of like pressed into the skin, then you can kind of spread it around. Because the eyes are quite simple, I am going to do my base first, which isn't something that I normally do, but that's how we're going to roll today. And I'm going to start by creating a little bit of definition in my face with my Bourjois Cream Bronzer. This is actually called a bronzing primer, but it's essentially just a cream bronzer. I'm placing this in the contoured areas of my face and using a dense brush to really buff it into the skin to look natural. So this is also going to help give my skin just kind of a nice healthy glow and some definition. Now I'm going to do my concealing, and I'm going to start by getting rid of the darkness under my eyes using, as usual, my Bobbi Brown Corrector in Bisque. I'll use a brush to press that right into the dark circles, but my finger will help to really melt it into the skin. And now taking just a little bit of my Mercier Undercover pot in 3 to touch some of the red spots. This concealer has a really dry and pigmented consistency, which is just perfect for these tiny little red bumps. And then I'm going to take, this is something new I've been trying out. It's the Dark Circle Eraser Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I got this instead of my usual Dream Lumi. I just thought I'd give it a try. I'd heard some good things. So I'm going to kind of do some highlighting with this. So I'm going to take it in this area and then use my damp beauty blender. Doing this is going to double whammy, brighten the center of my face, and also knock down that redness that generally hangs out around my nose. I have to say, I find the applicator super annoying. It's like you don't know how much you're pushing out. You can only imagine the bacteria it's harboring in there. And I'm going to use my Jemma Kid Makeup School Bio-Mineral Perfecting Powder. And essentially what this is just a very, very sheer coverage, practically translucent powder. And it's got just enough coverage and a little bit of color to kind of warm up my skin a little bit, but without acting as like a super heavy foundation. And I'm going to use that on a big fluffy brush and start by setting under the eyes. I'll carry on setting the rest of the concealer all over my face by pressing the product in, and once I've done that, I like to go in big circular movements to get rid of any excess and also just to warm it into the skin. So we might as well finish the skin right off for now, and doing that I'm going to take my Mercier Shimmer Block in Golden Mosaic and reinforce that cream bronzer we already put on. I'm also going to take this on the top of the cheekbones a little bit because it has a nice shimmer to it. I'm going to use whatever's left on the brush to just kind of
blend it over the apples of my cheeks and on my nose to enforce that healthy glow.
And then the tiniest little pop of Tarte Splendor blush. I'm not really putting that on the apples of my cheeks. I want to keep that nice and bright. Just kind of through the backs of my apples, I guess. The apple backs. And to kind of set the powders and also bring a little bit of that dewy life back to the skin, I'm going to use some Embriolisse Rose Toner. I don't know how to pronounce the actual term for it, but it's the Embriolisse toner with the rose water, and it's quite lovely. And now we can move on to the eyes. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Essence I Love Stage eyeshadow base, and the reason I'm choosing this one is because it's got a skin tone color to it, which is going to help kind of even out all the veins and discoloration on my eyelid. While that's setting on my skin, I'm gonna do my brows. So I'm just using my sponge to remove any product that would have gotten into there. And then combing through. My eyebrows are doing some weird things lately. I'm gonna try to grow them back out again because another fall trend is big ol' eyebrows. So I love that. I'll get mine as big as I can. I'm gonna use a little angled brush and some of my Print and Espresso mixed together.
And as you can see in super speed mode, I am going fairly heavy with the eyebrow makeup because the eyeshadow application itself is not going to be that intense, so I like balancing that with a strong brow.
And a smidgen of Essence Lash and Brow Gel. I like using a gel product in my brows if I'm using powder to fill them in, because I feel like it just gives a little bit of extra definition that powder on its own can sometimes lack. For the eyes, I'm going to take MAC Arena, which is this shimmery peachy color, and that's going to go all over the lid. And I'm going to take a little bit of that through the inside corner underneath as well. Using a little bit of MAC Wedge through the contour of my eye to shape a little bit. I'm going to bring it up pretty close to my eyebrow in here too. And I'm going to use that same wedge color on the outer 2/3 of the lower lash line. Next, I'm going to use Sketch, which is this fairly matte deep burgundy shade, and that's just going to go at the lash line.
I use an angled brush to really pack that into where the lashes are to give thickness and intensity right at that lash line.
I'm bringing it out just a little bit at this outer edge and drawing back towards the center of my lid for the teensiest little wing. And then using a little bit of my Shiseido Corrector Pencil in number 1, that's going to go on the waterline.
Because, as we all know, something light and bright in your waterline will make your eyes seem larger and more open.
Curl those lashes. And I'm going to use my Essence I Love Extreme mascara to get a little extra drama in there.
To get the most volumizing effect from your mascara, start at the base of your lash and really wiggle it all the way up towards the tip of your lashes.
Just poked myself in the eye. Got a nice little false lash line down below now. How fantastic. That's okay, we'll just take a Q-tip and flake it away. If I have to, go back in and reconceal a tiny bit. Gonna use my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. And I've decided I'm just gonna take a little bit of that same powder I put all over my face and take that through the brow bone a tiny bit. And that's the eyes done. I'll zoom out and we can do our berry lip. The color I'm going to be using for my berry lip is Revlon's Classic Black Cherry Super Lustrous lipstick. And this is such a great versatile shade because if you use it in just like a light wash, it's such a beautiful stain color. And then if you want that like full-on vampy look, then you can just put it straight out of the bullet and super strong. So I'm gonna go for the stained imperfect berry lip to begin.
Now, don't be shy with the pressure of your lip brush here. Really work it into that lip skin to get a nice stain.
Now this works best on lips that aren't dry or chapped. My lips are always dry and chapped, but we're gonna do it anyways. I'm just gonna switch lip brushes because this one isn't doing it for me. I want the most intensity to be right at the center of the lip, almost like I've been eating some cherries and it's just kind of stained my lip in the center and then bled out from there.
So I'll take the brush and put the most of it right at that inside rim and then use the excess on the brush to blend out from there and do the same on the top. Really kind of dot it and then blend out.
And just keep building it up until you have the intensity and the shape that you like. So this is where I'm stopping with the intensity for kind of my day look, and it would look a lot better if my lips weren't so chapped. So if you don't naturally have really uneven lips, this will work even better for you, but I don't mind. It's supposed to be kind of imperfect and soft looking. If you're still not really digging it, you can take a little bit of gloss. This is an Essence gloss, and this one is called True Love.
I like to use my finger with glosses to press it into the lip. I think it gives a plumping effect.
So here's the sort of day version. If you want to see me take it a little bit more vampy and extreme for a dramatic evening look, then just keep watching. Alright, so I've just blotted some of the lipstick off. It's actually been a couple hours because the Telesky was here and I thought it might be a little bit weird if I was filming as he was trying to fix the internet and TV in my house, but I digress. Let's get into the vampy dramatic evening look. And I'm going to do that just by adding some eyeliner, lashes, and going full on with that lip color. So first off, I'm going to darken the waterline, and for that I'm going to use this Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pen in Black Tulip.
No need to worry about that lighter waterline we had on from earlier. We can just go right over top with this creamy pencil.
I'm also going to take that on the upper waterline. And now I'm just going to kind of intensify that miniature shadow cat flick we've got up top, but instead of going back in with Sketch, I'm going to use a thicker angled brush and Beauty Marked the outer half of the eye.
I angle the brush so that it lines up with my lower lash line, and then I'll just keep applying and building the intensity and the length so that I get kind of a cat-eyed look at the outer half.
And just a little bit at the lower outer corner.
This is mainly to kind of attach the lower to the upper cat eye so that there's some consistency there.
And popping on some false lashes will also help give that extra little kick of drama. I'm going to be using the Bullseye Zooey lashes. I'm going to use just some Duo Lash Glue, and I like to just pick some up on the end of a brush and run it along the vein. So looking down into a mirror, Popping it as close to the lash line as possible. And tucking the ends. And I'm just going to run that through once with a little bit of mascara to blend my natural lashes in with the false ones. So liner and lashes on, and now to make it super vampy and extra fall feeling, we're going to put that lip on full force, and we're going to do a liner with it as well to make it really nice and precise. So I've blotted off the majority of the lipstick already, just so I don't have so many layers going on. And I'm going to use just a plum pencil and fill in my lip.
I personally find a lip liner necessary when I'm doing a dark lip because I don't have a very substantial lip line of my own. If you do and you don't often use lip liner, you can absolutely skip this step and just go straight in with the lipstick.
And now I'm going to take that black cherry color just right out of the bullet.
I'll use a lip brush here to blend it all together and really perfect my shape.
I'm going to take a little bit of MAC Fluid, which is a purpley iridescent sort of color, and I'm going to put that over top.
I liked how this added a little extra richness and a tiny bit of sheen to the lip.
So that's how I would take this look to the more vampy, glamorous sort of side. And though I'm not a huge, super intense lip fan, I think this is something I could get on board with. I hope that you found something in there that you enjoyed, and come back again for something new. Thanks. Bye-bye.